Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amelie if you're new here, and you guys, I cannot believe this is the last video that I'm filming in 2023. And since it's the last video of 2023 and today is New Year's Eve, I feel like it's only fitting for today's video to be about how to set your New Year's resolutions and actually stick to them, and also how I make my vision board. So to start out, I'm going to tell you guys my goals because I always get a lot of inspiration from other people's goals. So I feel like if I tell you guys mine, maybe you can find some inspiration as well. And while we do that, I'm gonna look through Pinterest and start making the basis of my vision board. And then we're gonna talk about how you can actually stick to your goals and resolutions in 2024. For so many years of my life, I would make these crazy resolutions and I would forget about them, and then December 31st would roll around and I would look back and reflect and I would feel so awful because I didn't do any of them. But in 2024, that's not gonna happen because I'm gonna tell you how. To start out, I like to pick a few quotes. I'm gonna make a new vision board because I obviously don't have one for 2024 yet. And it's a new year, which means it's a new era of me. So that's just gonna instantly be my first quote and like word that I'm going to choose. So now let's go over my goals for the year so that I can pick pictures that reflect these goals. So some of my goals are to start a podcast. I understand that's very individual, but that has been a goal of mine for a while and I haven't really been able to do it since I've been in high school and just really stressed out. But I'm graduating in 2024, which means hopefully I will have a lot more time on my hands to start a podcast. I also want to become a certified personal trainer. I want to travel alone. I want to hit 150K on YouTube. I want to move out of my house because obviously I'm graduating, and whether that means I am moving to college or taking a gap year, I want to move out. I also want to visit Australia, so that's kind of part of solo traveling. I want to work on my running speed and just overall fitness. I really want to focus in 2024 on pushing my body for what it is capable of and to make it as physically fit as possible rather than working out for looks. And obviously aesthetics play a pretty significant part in my life and why I work out. Like, who doesn't want to look good and feel confident? But that is not the reason why I work out, and I really want to focus on pushing my body for what it's capable of in 2024. I also really want to invest in high quality products, really focusing on quality over quantity, because in past years I have fallen into the trap of buying things because they were affordable and buying a lot of them, and then I had so much extra stuff in my house and it just was so cluttered. So I really want to focus on investing in quality pieces instead of quantity. With that, I want to figure out a sense of style. I feel like I've gotten a lot better in 2023, but I really want to work on also just like making a cohesive closet so that everything kind of goes together with the same vibe to make dressing myself that much easier. And then I also really want to focus on just being intentional with my time, where I put my energy. I really want to focus on whole foods in my diet because sometimes I focus on the macros more than just like the actual nutrients of the food. So I'm really trying to get into that. I also want to get better at makeup and just make sure that I have a really consistent skincare routine. So those are some of my goals. I have a few more, but those are personal. So hopefully you guys can get some inspiration from that. So now that we know my goals, let's get into creating this vision board and just finding inspo pictures. I'm looking on Pinterest right now, and we are going to talk about how to stick to your New Year's resolutions. The first one is don't make too many. And I know that I just listed a lot to you, but you want to have a few goals that you really want to achieve. Like, these are the ones that you are committed to. So for me, this would be starting a podcast, traveling alone, moving out, and just like posting consistently on YouTube. Like, those are the ones that I am super committed to. And then the other ones are more like intentions, like eating a mostly whole foods diet and drinking lots of water, moving my body daily. Those things, those are more intentions. So when it comes to the goals that you really must achieve for yourself in the coming year, you don't want to pick too many. I really want to focus on my like skincare. That's what I'm scrolling through right now. Traveling, this one's a big one. Okay, we gotta do a lot of traveling. I also want to do more makeup and just like learn more about that. Really learned that silence is power. Obviously, like, speak your truth when it's important, but doing things in silence and then letting your success be your noise is something really big that I've learned that there's a lot of power in. Going back to not overwhelming yourself and choosing too many goals for your New Year's resolutions, it's really important because often the reasons that we fail our goals isn't because they were impossible. It's not because we picked something too hard. It's because you forget about it. In order to achieve your goals, you have to wake up and think about them. They have to be constantly there. You have to be acting mindfully to achieve them. So if you pick too many, you're gonna forget some of them, and then you're gonna end up being overwhelmed and not achieving any of them. I love SoCal, so I'm trying to pick out some pictures that really resonate with me there, because in the end, if I do end up going to a SoCal college, I will probably be in San Diego or Santa Barbara. I also really want to go to Australia, so I'm gonna look for that. So after not overwhelming yourself and picking too many goals so that you can stay mindful of them, you have to find ways to constantly remind yourself of these goals, because the only way that you're gonna achieve them is if pretty much every day, again, consistency over perfection. It's okay if not every day we're perfect, but consistently you have to be thinking about these goals and taking the actions needed to get there. So one of the ways that has really helped me stick to my goals is through finding ways to constantly remind myself of my goals and just making them super hard to forget. So that's why we're making this vision board, because I'm making mine digital, because I make the wallpaper of my MacBook a vision board. As you can see, that was my 2023 one. And then I also make my iPhone wallpaper all of my goals. So right now this is like the daily habits that I want to have, but then I also have versions of my wallpaper where they're also a vision board. So doing this just really helps me remember my goals and stay focused and driven, because every time I open my computer or my phone, I'm gonna be reminded of my goals. I am going to quickly finish picking out these pictures, and then we're gonna talk about the other ways to stick to your goals and resolutions when I'm actually making my vision board, so that you guys can see how I do it. Okay, now I feel like I have a pretty good selection of all of the vibes that I want for 2024. And of course, I can always go back and find some new ones if I want. But basically, I make my vision board on Canva, and then I look up like MacBook wallpaper to get the right formatting. And then I'm just gonna create a blank one. Okay, so basically I'm gonna go to Pinterest, take the pictures that I want. I'm gonna start with, I'm creating the life of my dreams. On Canva, create a blank MacBook wallpaper if you have a MacBook or whatever computer you're on. And then go to Pinterest, Control-Shift-V, copy your photos, and then paste them. And then I'm literally just gonna play around with wherever I want these quotes and whatever quotes and pictures really call out to me. So while I do that, let's talk about the other ways to stick to your New Year's resolutions. That you have to find a why. When your goals are externally motivated, like say you're just chasing a physique rather than a feeling, you're gonna lose motivation if you're not instantly seeing results. Instead, you have to find an internal motivator that's a feeling. So instead of saying, I wanna lose 10 pounds in 2024, your why would be, I want to create a healthier lifestyle for myself. I want to feel strong. I want to feel capable and like I can move my body and not be scared that it's going to fail on me. Stuff like that. In order to really like stick to your goals and stay motivated, you have to find your internal reasoning. It can't be motivated by others. You can't do something because you think someone else wants you to do it. You have to want it for yourself for the right reasons. I want to start a podcast, so I'm definitely putting that one in. I want to move out. Lots of Whole Foods. So I'm literally just going in, and I already have like a really good selection of photos because I just made a board on Pinterest. But now I'm really going back and reevaluating the photos that really resonate with me and the goals that I listed for you guys in the beginning of the video. I really want 2024 to feel freeing, and I just want to be open to all of the possibilities of life, because I already know that 2024 is going to be a huge year. There's going to be lots of changes, and I just really want to be open to them and embrace them and really just make the most out of everything new that is going to be happening in my life. My last year's vision board, because it was my senior year and I really wanted to grind on like YouTube and just like my studies, my vision board I feel like was a lot more neat and honestly a little bit bland, like a lot less color, because there's a lot more studying and just stuff like that. But this year I really want to focus on traveling and just going where my heart feels free. So for me, that's going to be just like a lot of colors, a lot of just like, I don't even know, just like happy, good vibes. And I'm literally just putting the pictures like wherever I think they're gonna look good together, and then I kind of just arrange them to however I see fit. And again, I really make sure that the things that I really want to achieve, like for me starting a podcast, traveling, those are going to be the bigger pictures on my vision board. And then the smaller things that kind of just like set a vibe, that's all going to be just like a little bit smaller in the corner somewhere. I like to throw in cute little quotes, but again, those are kind of smaller, just like wherever I can fit them in. Travel is going to be a big one for me this year, so that's going to be like right front and center. The next way to stick to your goals, this one works for some people, doesn't work for everyone, but I thought that I would throw it in there, is having deadlines. This is going to vary person to person as well as goal to goal. For some people, you might like having a deadline. For others, this might stress you out. So if it doesn't work for you and you know that already, don't worry, there's lots of other ways. Having deadlines, so saying I'm going to do this by this day, can be really useful because it's, again, all about keeping it in your mind. And if you have a date in mind that's really important to you, you're gonna constantly remember why it's important to you. If your goal is maybe to improve your running and you wanna run a half marathon, instead of just saying, oh, I wanna run a half marathon at the end of the year, whatever, you're gonna like push it back and wait till the end of the year, and then you're gonna be like, shoot, I can't do it. But you could say, I wanna run a half marathon by March. Your goals are gonna take you as long as you give them, if that makes sense. So if you say that you're gonna achieve something by the end of 2024, it's probably gonna take you to the end of 2024 to do it. But if you say you want to do something by the middle of the year, you'll probably be able to do it to the middle of the year. When I say this, I'm mostly talking about like the personally driven things. If it's about like job promotions and like it has other people in the picture, that's obviously gonna be a lot harder to fit in a deadline. But if it's about you and you have full control over it, having a deadline might be beneficial. The next step to really making sure that your goals happen is having a how. So we already talked about your why, and obviously the goal is the what. So now we're on to the how. If you set yourself a goal, but you don't have a plan on how to get there, you're gonna give up because you're probably not gonna get there, or if you do, it's gonna be a lot harder because you're gonna be doing actions without intention. But if you set a bigger goal and then below it, you have the clear steps on how to get there and you make sure you do those every single day, the chances of you succeeding in that goal are gonna be so much higher, and you're not gonna feel lost because you have a plan, you can move with intention, and you can move towards your goals every single day. I'm just gonna go back to the half marathon example because I ran a half marathon this year and that was a really big goal of mine, and I really made sure that I had a how when I was training. So the goal, the what, would be the half marathon. The why is because, one, it makes me physically fitter. I will feel empowered, something that I've always wanted to do, just to like check off the bucket list. And I know that I will feel so good, so proud of myself. Like, it was a very internally driven, just something I've always wanted to do type goal. Like, no one ever pushed me to do it. It was just something I've always wanted to do. But I knew that in order for me to achieve it, I have to have the how. So my how was having a half marathon training plan. One of you guys actually sent it to me and I'm so grateful. They ran a lot of track and she decided to send me one, so I'm so grateful, and I stuck to it. I also really made sure to stick to my nutrition so that I was supporting my body as best as possible for these long runs, and I also did my best at really having a good recovery routine so that I could perform the best on my runs. So making sure that I had a plan for how to get to my half marathon and making sure that I stuck to it was the how that took me to my what, which was a half marathon. Next up, make them attainable and reasonable. This one is kind of hard to explain because I would never want to be someone to say, don't shoot for the stars, like make sure they're reasonable, because I feel like so many people often don't set goals high enough because they don't think they can achieve it. And sometimes you're so scared of failing your goal that you don't even make that goal because you don't want to fail when you probably could achieve it if you tried hard enough. So I'm not saying don't shoot high, aim for the stars. Like, even if it seems almost impossible, but you think that you can get there and you believe in yourself, do it. But I'm talking about the goals that are nearly impossible. Like saying that you want to lose 20 pounds in a month. That's really, really unreasonable, and honestly, if you achieve that, you probably did it unhealthily, and I cannot recommend that. So those are the types of goals that I'm talking about. Or maybe one of your goals is to start content creation. Just make your goal to start posting and to create a platform and enjoy it and learn about it and just start. Don't make your goal, I want to hit 100,000 subscribers within the first 6 months of 2024. It's not to say that's not possible, but it's a very unlikely goal that if you don't end up achieving, and because it relies so much on like other people as well, if you don't end up achieving that, you're just gonna feel like you failed, even though you didn't fail. You did an amazing thing. You started posting on social media, which takes a lot of risk and bravery. So that's what I mean when I say don't make these crazy resolutions that are going to drain you instantly or discourage you because they are so hard to achieve. So that's not at all to say don't aim high. I'm just saying be reasonable with your timeline and what you can achieve so that you don't get discouraged and give up in the process. So now I have a pretty good foundation of what I want my vision board to look like. Now this part is important. So I started by picking out pictures that don't just reflect my goals, but they also reflect my feelings and how I want to feel in 2024. Because like I said, about our why, you don't just want to have like externally motivated goals, you want to have internally motivated goals where you can see results in how you feel. So I have things that make me feel free, excited, motivated. I really like the energy that is being created on this board. But now what's important is to look back at your past years. So I usually go for like this current year, so 2023. And I will pick out pictures where maybe I felt that confident or I felt that free. Just the pictures that happened this year that really resonated with me and channeled energy that I want to continue having in 2024. So now I'm gonna go through my phone, probably looking in my favorites folder, and pick out pictures where I felt my most confident, my happiest, whatever it may be. I'm putting myself on my vision board to show myself that the way that I want to feel next year is possible. And I am my vision. I am my future. I am not working to be someone else. I'm working to be this better, happier, brighter, stronger version of myself. So that's why it's really important to put yourself on your vision board. It's so important never to compare yourself to anyone else and to never try to be anyone else. So to me, I've never really liked the concept of having your vision be only pictures of other people. It's great to use people for inspiration, motivation, but you should never have that as your vision. So for that reason, I always put pictures of myself on my vision board. I actually have this one here. And as you can see, I have a lot going on, but in a few of them, I have pictures of myself where I felt the best and most confident. So that way, when I look at this, I know that it's possible to achieve everything that I want to achieve on this vision board because I've felt similar feelings or I felt that confidence, whatever it may be, in the past. So that's why it's really important to put pictures of yourself. So I'm gonna upload a few, put them in, and then I will catch you guys back in a second. And also, that's a physical version. This is the online version. Since I already have all of these pictures selected in Pinterest, what I do to create this physical version is I just go to like a CVS or something nearby, have them all downloaded on my phone, I print them out, and then I get a blank canvas and I just like put them down. Maybe I'll watch a show or some motivating YouTubers while I do it, vibe out, have some sort of beverage, like maybe it's a coffee, or if it's at night, maybe some tea, and I just like glue it all together and basically do the same thing that I'm doing on Canva, but onto a canvas, and then I seal it with Mod Podge. So I'll probably post a tutorial of me making my 2024 vision board on TikTok or something. I probably won't make a whole dedicated YouTube video just because I feel like a Canva tutorial is a lot more easier for like everyone to do, which is a good reminder. Make sure that you're following all of my social medias. I have TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, LTK, literally any platform you name it, I have it. It's ameliedesai. And that way we can stay connected all of 2024 because I'm gonna be trying to post 2 to 3 times a week, but I post daily on all of those platforms. So make sure you're following. Also feel free to DM me because I check my DMs every single morning when I do my cardio, so I will get back to you. Anyways, I'm gonna put pictures of myself on this vision board and then I'll pick up the camera again once they're all ready to go. I just added pictures of myself in. They don't have to be like super clear pictures of your face if you don't want people seeing it, like knowing that you put yourself in your vision board. It's just important that you know that you're in there. And even if you're in a place right now where you don't think that you deserve to be on a vision board, you do. And it's so important that you see yourself next to all of the things that you want to achieve, because that's basically seeing yourself achieve those things. So believe in yourself, put yourself up there. You deserve to be on your vision board. I don't want to hear any of that where you don't think that you deserve to be on your vision board. So now I'm just gonna write 2024 in the middle somewhere, just to really seal it in that it is for this year, 2024, not next year, not the year after that, it's for this year. The last way to make sure that you achieve your goals and don't forget about them and give up on them like you maybe have in the past is, again, this is optional, to tell others so that they can hold you accountable or find someone else to do it with. And I totally understand if you don't want to tell someone. These goals can be obviously very personal, but it can be really helpful to tell at least one person who you really trust about your goals, because they can help hold you accountable. Now, obviously, if you do choose to tell someone, this should be someone that you trust and someone that you know is going to be honest with you to help keep you in check, because sometimes people feel awkward saying like, hey, I thought you were trying to eat healthier. Are you sure you want to eat that? Hey, did you do your daily reading? Like, you have to make sure that they're actually going to hold you accountable, and you want to make sure that this is someone that genuinely wants the best for you. In the past, I've done like little fitness challenges or like walk a mile every single day, like stuff like that with my friends and family, and that's also really helped me stay accountable. I'm actually doing a little fitness challenge right now with my friend where we're just making sure to work out every single day, drink lots of water, read, and just stick to a diet of our choice. For me right now, I'm really trying to avoid dairy, but doing it together with her has just been really beneficial, because not only do I have someone to talk to about it, we can like compare results and just continue to motivate each other, and we check in with each other daily, and we're like, hey, like, did you hit your step goal today? Hey, did you work out yet today? Having someone to either do your New Year's resolutions with, or just at least someone to like kind of keep you in check and just check up on you and like remind you like, hey, like, how's your New Year's resolution doing? Stuff like that can be really helpful, because at the end of the day, it's all about remembering and being mindful of your goals and wanting to do them for yourself. This is my finished vision board, so I'm gonna download it really quick. So basically, off of Canva, you go to share, download, and then you hit download, and it's gonna save it as a PNG. Then you just want to save it somewhere that you're going to be able to find it. So I'm going to call it 2024 vision board and save it to my desktop. Then I'm going to go into settings and go to desktop and screensaver. Then I am going to go to my desktop and go to downloads, click on it, and boom, there is my 2024 wallpaper. A little bit of it might get cut off, but that's okay. You just really want to create the energy that you want to have for all of 2024. So now that the vision board is done, let's go over all of the ways to stick to your New Year's resolutions one more time, just for a little refresher. Don't make too many. It's okay to have lots of intentions and just like overall goals, but when it comes to the big like New Year's resolutions that we typically have in our head, I would recommend sticking to 3 to 5, and it would be super helpful if they kind of correlate, like you can habit stack on them. But yeah, if you pick too many huge things to achieve, you're probably gonna feel overwhelmed, forget about them, and not achieve them. Know yourself, know what you can handle, and for the ones that you really want to achieve, make sure that they're minimal so that you can focus on them. Because we all make those goals where it's okay if you don't achieve them, like, oh, I want to read 20 books, and then you end up reading 18. Like, that's great, that's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the huge goals, like running a marathon or getting fit or stuff like that. The big ones, keep it minimal. Find ways to constantly remind yourself. Again, wallpapers on your MacBook, physical vision boards like the one I have hanging above my desk, on your phone. You could set reminders on your phone, whatever it may be, whatever is gonna help you. I know a lot of people also put like post-it notes on their mirrors. Just find a way to constantly remind yourself of your goals every single day throughout your daily life so that you don't forget about them. Make sure that you have a why. Your goals need to be internally driven, not externally. You have to actually want this for yourself. It can't be because someone else told you you should do it or because you think it'll make someone else happy. You have to want it, and it can't just be, oh, I want to look good. Oh, I want to feel confident, because confidence is built from the inside out. If you are creating a lifestyle that you are confident in, that's how you create actual confidence. It's not just changing your body. So make sure that say you want to lose weight, instead of saying, oh, I want to lose weight, change it to, I want to make my body strong and healthy and capable of doing hard things. I want to make it as physically fit and healthy as possible. Stuff like that is going to carry you a lot farther than just saying, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. Because great, you lost the 10 pounds, now what? You know, you have to make the actual lifestyle change in order to make those sustainable habits that are actually going to help you achieve your New Year's resolution. Next, deadlines. Again, this might be helpful for some, not helpful for others. Instead of saying, I want to drink more water in 2024, say, I want to drink 3 glasses of water by the end of every day. Or I want to run a half marathon by April. Have deadlines that aren't just the end of the year so that you feel a little bit more pressured to do them throughout the day. It's so easy to look at the end of the year and be like, wow, that's so far away. Like, I don't need to work on my goals right now. Then as soon as you know it, it's December 31st, you're reflecting on your goals and you realize that you didn't do them. Next, create a plan. So remember the what, why, how. How are you going to get there? We already have your what, you have your why. Create a plan that you can stick to that's actually going to take you to the goals, so that way you can move forward every day with intention so that you actually get to your goals. And then again, make them attainable and reasonable. I think there's a saying that goes, aim for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. So I'm not saying cut yourself short, like make your goals as big as possible, just make sure that they are physically attainable. Like my weight loss example, don't try to lose 20 pounds in a month. That's just gonna fail, it's not healthy, don't do that. Just make sure that it's attainable realistically for you, and I'm not gonna tell you what that is. You know your limits. If you believe in yourself enough, anything is possible. But just know what's realistic and what you can actually succeed in so that you don't become discouraged and unmotivated. And lastly, tell others so they can hold you accountable, or maybe do it with someone so that you are constantly reminded whenever you see that person about your goals. I just thought of this. I try to practice daily journaling, and then what I do is I say, what are my intentions for the day? What are my goals for the day? And that really helps me remember my goals throughout the whole year. With that, I hope that you guys got some inspiration for your goals for 2024. I hope that this helped you get some inspiration on how to make a vision board. Trust me, they work. Literally, here's some proof if you don't believe me. In 2023, I said I wanted to hit 100K by the end of 2023. And now it is December 31st and I just hit 96K of you guys, which is insane. Literally, I love you all so much and it is like absolutely insane to me, but that just shows the power that vision boards have. And of course, like, you have to do the actions that are going to support it, but I'm telling you, it works. Make yourself a vision board. So with that, I love you guys. I'm so excited to spend 2024 with you. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next one.